Welcome back to our teenage moms conversation. And Mary, we were talking about how parents can engage their teenagers during school holidays, during this season when schools are closed. What other points do you have?
I think it's also our role as parents to know what our teenagers are watching and reading.
Oh yeah, because the exposure is also coming from there.
Social media, the content maybe they are watching, maybe it's not child friendly.
All right.
Yeah, and even the soaps we watch, they may spike or evoke an emotion to practice early sex.
All right, the kind of content watching.
Yeah, the kind of content we are watching. And I believe watoto wa siku hizi wengi wako na smartphones. We don't know what they're actually doing. We think wanacheza game to Temple Run and Candy Crush, but actually they can access internet.
There's a lot of pornographic material
Content on the internet. So I think we can check their history pale kwa Chrome and see what they are up to. We can check what they read. Yeah, so let's try to keep our children safe.
Proactive. I think the word is be a proactive parent. Be involved. When you go home after your day in the marketplace or whatever it is that you do, do not completely leave out that duty of parenting to even your house manager. Because some house managers, they are agents of the enemy. There's a lady, I had a house manager once, and every time I got home, the kind of music I would find her playing on the TV, I had to tell her, I don't do this kind of music. I have children, and it's funny because she would tell my kids, I want us to dance. And I think she became a mom also at a very tender age. That's what I actually got to understand from her. So in her 30 years, because she was 30 something, is now when she was living life. And now she wanted to do the kind of dancing and the kind of music was just tough for me. And it got to a point where I had to let her go. I told her I'm not comfortable with this kind of music, and especially more because you're exposing my kids to these kind of things. So we need to be very proactive as parents. What are your kids watching at home? What music are they listening to? What friends, again, are they keeping? But again, do not be too judgmental. Just cancel them. Like you said, a boyfriend is good, but this is not the right time.
I also think it's we should make these children our best friends.
Yes, friendship.
So that in case anything happens, it will ring in their mind, nitacall mama wa kwanza.
Yes.
But sasa tukiwaeka woga hata hawezi approach, you see we are losing them. So it's better we make them our best friends. Let us do stuff with them together. Kama saizi venye tuko nyumbani, we can maybe prepare meals together while we talk and chat. We can bake, we can play games, we can shopping sprees. Yani let's do everything with our children and make them our best friends.
Amen. That's I think that's quite a good thing. And make them your friends as tender as of 7, when they actually when you see that their cognitive abilities developing, begin talking to them and engaging them in that way. Let them know that my house or even my bedroom there's an open door policy. You can tell me anything and everything. Once you have that kind of a relationship with your child as a parent, it's easy for them to actually open up to you.
Like my daughter, I refer to my daughter as my bestie. That's what I call her.
They should be
That's what I call her. And I remember one day alienda kufungua mlango, the knob broke. So then she was crying because she thought her grandma will like scold her. So the first person she came running to was me. And apparently she doesn't address me as mom, she calls me by my name. So alikuwa like nimevunja mlango ya shosho kuja nisaidie kutengeneza asinichape. So I'm glad that she came to me the very first person.
For rescue, for protection.
Yeah.
I see rescue, protection, running to you.
And she saw, nikiambia mom, I know hapa sitapata shida. Yani I can always talk to her.
Yes.
And that's why I insist on making our babies our best friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we live in a society. So there's a parent and there's a church. There's a society. How can the church step in how can the church engage these teenagers so that we try bring these numbers down? How can we keep our teenagers involved or engaged?
What I would say is parenting is not for the faint-hearted. And if you are a member of a church, that makes you a part of an extended family, the family of God.
The family of God.
So if you are part of the family of God, it's the role of the church. See, church, it's the family.
It's a family.
And
it's a community.
It's a community.
The church is a community.
And it takes a community or a family to raise up a child.
Yes.
So I think the church should also step in, maybe by seminars, youth seminars. They can bring in people to talk to this teen. We can have camps where we can go and talk to
youth camps.
Youth camps. We can have trips, church trips, where we can go and mingle with the teens and talk to them about stuff. And it's great to at church ni tunafunza Noah na the ark, Abraham and the many descendants, and tunaenda home. I think also church tunafaa. I think also sex education should be in church.
In those forums.
Yeah, in those forums they should.
The church should proactively be involved.
They
should speak, because I read something. I was reading something that there's the NCCK, the National Church something Council of Kenya. The National Church is something of NCCK.
Yeah.
I read that these numbers have actually been on the rise. It was a report they did in 2018, and they were saying that in every 5 girls, 1 girl is pregnant, and that's a teenage child. So the church was trying to say that sex education should be introduced in schools, but they also said that the church, actually, these forums, as in the church, should be proactive as well in trying to restore the moral values in the society, because it's a decay, it's going down every day. You can imagine those numbers, if those numbers are true. Imagine 10 years from now. That is a
very
child
worrying.
Whose life is completely destroyed, a destiny almost destroyed. And then where are these men who are doing this? Meaning that the church, first, even talking to the men should be there, because I don't want to imagine that a 14-year-old boy is doing that to a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
There's a man somewhere, a man who took advantage of that girl. So where are the morals in the society going to? And what can the church do to restore such morals? Are we preaching enough? Are we doing enough as a church? I don't know.
What I think is, and I'm sorry to say this, I think church should be a place where we seek refuge.
All right.
But unfortunately, people are judged in church.
And it is true, because when you say you are judged, the women who judged you,
they are churchgoers.
They are churchgoers.
Actually, the Christians.
They are Christians.
And you see, where properly embraced is where people are not saved. Like they think, yo haina shida. We bora tu pick tu hizo nini broken pieces zako, you're good to go. But church, yani utaongelelewa hadi ujichukie. So I think we should kwanza clean up kwa church.
We should
do a thorough clean up in church. Venye tumesema, we should start by talking to these men.
Be responsible. And know that if you're impregnating somebody's daughter today, your child could face the same thing
tomorrow.
So be responsible as a man. Do not go messing up another child who is not yours, because it will happen to your child. And when you do that and you're not responsible, because a school going girl, who makes a 9-year-old child pregnant?
It's very sad.
Who does that?
It's very sad.
Is it the society? It's just hard to comprehend this. Who makes a 13-year-old girl pregnant?
Though poverty also can be a reason.
Poverty?
I was reading somewhere, this teenage girl was talking, and she was saying she got pregnant from a motorbike rider simply because she couldn't afford pads.
Oh, yeah?
So she was promised 50
That,
shillings to buy pads. So she gave in. Ndio asiaibike shuleni.
Poverty is also leading these women, these young girls to do
yeah, poverty and peer pressure.
And the peer pressure.
Yeah, and maybe rafiki yako anakuja anakuambia, oh, I did this and this, so you wanna try out too. So I think poverty, peer pressure, some of the major reasons why we have a rise in teenage pregnancies.
And it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. You imagine my daughters, and I imagine at that age I would be shattered if I imagined my daughter is pregnant at 13, because my ideal age for maybe a child to have is 25, 26, 27 thereabout. You've matured, you've done your university, you have your first or second job. That's when now somebody should be thinking of settling down. And
if we fail to speak to these kids, if we fail to speak to these kids, if they get pregnant, mzigo pita kwa yetu wazazi, because it will be up to you to take care of the baby, because uni mtoto anapata mtoto. Because I remember hata mimi sikuwa na experience yote ya kulea mtoto anyway. So if it was not for my mother who came in, it's hard.
So you said you were a teenage mom. On stigmatization, because I am sure you faced it. Tell us about that.
Yeah, as I had mentioned earlier, I faced rejection in school, and hiyo kuambiwa watu wasitembee na mimi nitawafunza kuzaa. You know that's very bad. So demeaning. Itashusha hadi self-esteem ya mtu.
Were you ever able to overcome the self-esteem? When did you now get to a place where it happened? I have made peace with my past. I am a mom. And I am okay, I am beautiful, I am okay, I can move on, I can smile again. When did it get to that point?
Actually, it took some time. You know, being around people who keep judging you, it may take time for you to heal. So I actually took some time, and if I'm not wrong, when I joined campus, that's when I totally healed. Yeah, because, you know, it's a relationships as a campus, you would see someone maybe approaching you, then you think, maybe I'm attractive, and so I started healing. I started accepting my baby. At first I didn't accept her.
Oh, you also rejected your child.
Yeah, I also rejected my child, and I thank God I didn't get the postpartum depression.
Yes.
Yeah, so it took time even for me to accept her as my baby, because I remember at some point nilikuwa nakataa hadi breastfeed. Yani that's how much I hated her.
Hey, wow, so sorry.
Yeah, but it's okay. I moved on, and I thank God. Yeah.
And now you have a wonderful relationship with your daughter.
An awesome relationship.
Wow, it's been a journey.
It's been a journey. Yeah, she's 12. She's so grown, and we can talk. And they say, hakuna gossipers kama mother and the first born.
And I want you to speak to a teenage mother right now who's watching us. Tell her, encourage her, and just say something that will edify and build them up right now. Yes.
So to that teenage mom out there, ningetaka tu kukwambia, do not give up, and rudi tu shule ukasome. Don't care what people will tell you. Usisikize maneno ya watu. Just focus on your education. Focus on the well-being of your baby. And if you do that, I promise you, and I'm telling you from experience, hapo mbele maisha iko poa kabisa. So just hang in there, pray about it, continue with the education.
Amen, amen. We have come to the end of our show, and I am glad that I hosted somebody who was a teenage mom who has gone through stigmatization, rejection, but now she's in a happy place. She's a happy soul. So you teenage mother who's watching us right now, unsure of what to do with your baby, with your pregnancy, hold on, there is hope, and there's a future after a dark cloud. So do not give up on yourself. Love your child, love yourself. It's possible, you can do it, and I know you will look back at this period in time and thank God that you decided to keep that child. We love you. We thank you for watching. We hope that you will keep following the Kingdom Conversations, and this is the Oracle Television Network. Thank you.